page 9. Page 9 is how to expunge a criminal record in California. Expunge meaning if somebody has a criminal record, and then after finishing the judgment or at any period, finishing the period, and then we request for that the expunge release everything. If not request for the release, something forever not recording is not expunged. Anybody finishing the judgment period sure to request for expunge. How to expunge a criminal record in California? Understanding expungement. 1. Learn what expunge does. Learn what expungement does. Most criminal conviction records are available to the public. Anyone who wants to search can find them. Expunging a conviction will alter your record by moving or diminishing many offenses. In California, this means that when you apply for a private sector job, you no longer need to disclose the conviction. Generally, on expungement erases the criminal record. It is as if it did not ever exist. In California, however, you cannot entirely erase a criminal record from public view. Instead, the expungement will cause your case to be reopened. The guilty plea or verdict will be withdrawn, and then the charge dismissed. The new disposition will be dismissed in the interest of justice. To have your record sealed, if you were not convicted of a crime but were wrongly arrested, then you should have your record sealed and destroyed. Sealing the record will result in the destruction of police reports, booking portals, fingerprint, and record of the arrests. You can get record sealed by pursuing a certificate of factual innocence. Petitioning to have a record sealed is almost always contested in court. Furthermore, the burden of proof is high. You must prove that no person of ordinary care and prudence would believe that the person arrested or equity is guilty. Accordingly, you should seek the assistance of a lawyer who will have you present your case in the strongest number 3. Get a certificate of rehabilitation. A certificate of rehabilitation is one way to get a pardon that and is available to those living in California. Instead of applying directly to the governor's office, you would file a petition in the Superior Court. If, next page 10, the certificate is granted, then that serves as an automatic application for a governor's pardon. Generally, you must have been in California as a resident for 3 years before filing. The certificate and the pardon will not erase the conviction or read the record. You would also have to disclose on a job application that you have a prior conviction. The certificate and the pardon would, however, allow you to serve on a jury. Also, some sex offenders are relieved from having a register. Number 4, seek a direct pardon. Individuals who have been convicted of a crime may apply for a direct pardon. If they have applied for a certificate of rehabilitation. Next, a pardon does not necessarily seal or expunge a criminal record. It does not allow you to answer that you have no record of a criminal conviction. A pardon is a gesture of forgiveness that restores certain rights. Pardon also becoming incurred. Next, to apply for a direct pardon, you should get the application from the governor's office here, because pardons are rarely granted. You should seek the assistance of an attorney. Next, analyzing your case. 1. Get copy of your criminal record. You need to know the details of your conviction in order to properly analyze your case. the court papers you receive at the time of a conviction should have the necessary information. If you must order them, then give your general name for them to arrive. You can also get copies of your criminal record from your attorney, probation officer, or parole officer. Also, you can get them from the courthouse in which you were convicted, or by visiting the California Office of Attorney General website. You will have to pay a fee, though you may qualify for a few waivers. To check if you qualify, there are three possible outcomes when you apply for expungement. First, if you meet certain qualification, then you can simply petition for the conviction to be dismissed and it will be granted. Second, if you do not meet these conditions, then the court has discretion to dismiss the conviction. Third, there are some convictions which are not eligible for dismissal. In general, if you have complete your probation or were never given probation, then you can expunge misdemeanor or felony conviction. If you are still on probation, then you will need to petition the court for the court does not agree to terminate your probation, then you cannot yet get the expungement. You are eligible for dismissal if you were convicted of a felony and sentenced to state prison, or were put under the authority of the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. In this situation, you must seek a guardian or a certificate of rehabilitation. In addition to having complete probation, you might have also needed to pay fine and restitution, attended counseling, or done community service. Number 3, determine if you can terminate probation. You may still be able to get an expungement if you have not yet finished probation. The court will hold a hearing to probate and determine whether to allow this. At the hearing, The judge will consider the following things: your performance while on probation, the seriousness of the underlying conviction, your criminal history, why you think you deserve this relief, such as your opportunity to get our next page 11. Good job. The fact that you support your family, the fact that you have a strong community ties, act. Any other factors that they deem relevant. 4. Make sure your case does not fail within specific exceptions. If you serve time in any California state prison, you will not qualify for the expungement. Expungement is only for people convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony that could have been charged as a misdemeanor. It is also limited to those sentenced to county jail time, probation, a fine, or a combination of these 3.
Sorry.
Okay. There are also some offenses which you cannot expunge under any circumstances. These include any sexual crime involving a child, including molestation, rape, and sodomy, and the statutory rape. This one you cannot expunge at any circumstances. One more time, this one. There are also some offense which you cannot expunge under any circumstances. These include any sexual crime involving a child, including molestation, rape, determine which forms you will need. In California, the forms that you must fill out to get an expungement are called PC 1203 forms. There are blank forms which you can fill out by checking off different boxes. You will also need a fill out of a blank order of dismissal forms. To expunge a misdemeanor, file a petition. To dismiss a misdemeanor, if you will complete probation. If you haven't completed probation, then you must file a motion to terminate probation or a petition for dismiss if the motion isn't granted. The form should be available as your local courthouse, or you will have a draft if yourself. To expunge a felony, you first need a file under PC 17B3 to reduce the felony to a misdemeanor. Your local courthouse may have a form, or you will have to draft it yourself. You will also file a petition to dismiss a misdemeanor or petition to dismiss a misdemeanor. The forms for felony reduction are available at any court location. In the course of a felony in which you were sentenced to prison time, but instead served time in court jail while under PC 1203.41. Next, page 13.
To expunge means to remove.
Excuse me?
To expunge means is to remove the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Felony, if you request for expunge the felony, first time change the misdemeanor, after that release. 2 times you should do. Misdemeanor is just 1 time, but felony is request for 2 times. Page 13. Filing for expungement. Find a lawyer if possible, while you can represent yourself. You may have great success if you find a trained legal representation. You might be able to have a public defender find the paperwork on your behalf. You should contact the lawyer from the your original trail and find out whether she can file the paperwork for you. If you cannot get a public defender and do not wish to use the lawyer from your original trial, or if she's unavailable, find a new lawyer. You could ask friends and family for referral or search online for reliefs of local attorney. There are many different kinds of lawyer out there. Be sure that the lawyer you retain is a certified specialist in criminal law who hold a license with the California bar. 2. Get and fill out the forms. Download the necessary forms from the court's website or get them from the court in person. fill them out. Next line. You may want to attach any document you want to show to the court. This document can include proof of person, proof of program, or rehabilitation, completion, character reference letter, and community service completion. Paperwork are also often included. They are not required, but may be helpful. 3. Find the forms and pay the fee. Find the forms with the code where the offense occurred. Go to the office of the clerk of court with the complete forms and the filing fees. The filing fee varies based on the court, county where you were convicted and whether you were convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony. For example, San Diego County charged filing fee $60 for a misdemeanor and $120 for a felony. Look up the cost in this area. You live by visiting the court website. Next to page 6, page 14. Prepare for your hearing. After you find your paperwork, the court will schedule a hearing. It will be up to the judge to decide whether you grant your expungement. Before this hearing, it's a good idea to consult with an attorney about how best to prepare. Before the hearing, the court will notify the prosecutor. Prosecutor meaning people before the hearing, the court will notify the prosecutor in your case so that they can file objection to the application for expungement. The prosecutor's objections will set forth the specific reason why they claim the expungement should be denied. You will want to have responses prepared to any forcible objection. Prepare two statements for the court and make copy of all documents and evidence related to your case that you wish to submit. 5. Attend your hearing. Show up on time. Dress appropriately and behave respectfully. Address the judge by his or her formal time. Number 5. Attend the hearing, show up on time, dress appropriate, and behave respectfully. Address the judge by his or her formal title, judge or your honor. At the hearing, the court will either grant or deny the expungement based upon the evidence and arguments present. There are several things the court will consider when making this decision, such as whether you have been charged with or arrested for any more crimes, your behavior since the offense. This includes your ability to keep a job and pay your bills and debt. It also includes education or job training you completed. Judge often will consider community involvement, like joining a church or volunteering too. Any argument raised by prosecution, whether the government has interest in making
Okay ka ng siya Santana.
Yun nga daw yung natapan niya siya trabaho.
Kay bugma man daw na niya siya man daw ang mga ko. Mo siya pa di ay dili mo.
Ano ka may kung ko jubi, film na siya. Dahil wala niya sunod sa
Ano man na siya? Kanang giving na lang yung ang kosa.
hobby eh.
Kung man nagisulti ni Michelle sa meeting.
Givings pa lang niya.
Para ko si David ka. Hindi ba kaya ng kaya ng member? Huwag nilang pilitin.
Nung yun na yan, isip ko mo siya. Pero sana, natinuod natin na dili sila makapagpakuan. Juro sa kailangan magbuot ng member. Ang coordinator ang sa pagpuan.
Nag-encourage mong gamit pa.
Oo, na yung sa pagpuan.
Hindi naman dapat nakakano kasama mo dyan.
Namit eh.
Ako willing ko mag-take over. Baka na magkaano kay Pino. Willing ko mag-take over. Kasi ako ministro lang si Waxy.
Then, lisensa ko ang nag-conversation. Si Julie.
Isenta ko sa COVID. Dapat ka naman ina-address na ang baka. Mag-meeting na nito. Dito na kumamit na ng sinisya siguro. Nag-suggest lang kung ibutang sila sa sa LA kaya na makaruso nila ang mga members dito. Grabe. Grateful kayo mga members. Ayaw ko silang kailangan. Gusto ko ba yung mga members maluwas? Masagot sa ko.
Ay, no, ipabasa ang busa ko. Tulad din. Ipabasa rin sa ko. Okay, yan.
Ano sila may mga buot? Ano mag-encourage mo ng ganit pa? Mato sila. Ano sa na sila? Ano sa ano pagkasabi?
Wala din yung listen. Ipabasa lang din niya sa focus. Yan si Julie. Sulti niya kay Paolo. Yung hindi siya katulog, siya yung gisukaan mo, siya yung sultihan. Dapat ipahit.
Kung isulti na kayo pa o mag-action na
Actually, sultihan mo kasi kung siguro man mismo. Actually, namutana lang sa kanya yung tingin ba na hindi ka anto ang kuhan ito kaya sila magbuo kaya sa anto depende man kung makikwarta
Hindi. Kung kung may instances na ang bumbo, halimbawa, for example, yung bumbo, hindi mo rin magkalala dito. May discretion sa
balik
ano.
naman sila.
Pero kung naman all members, hindi ka naman ito. Unless nila ito.
Tapos din may bayad sila every Sunday sa pagkakapon.
Yung bayan,
$15.
ilan?
15.
15. Baka naman si Scott yan.
Pero naintay mo ka lang kung singilon ka pagkakapon.
Ano yun?
Tama din.
Bakit sila pa nagkagaling yan?
Wala din. Kaya
Tama, mas maubos na yung ating budget para sa ikaw. Ay, paano niya nakabalik yung mga bisito na sa ikaw?
hindi tayo talagang banggaan. Siyempre, kung ano
Kung
kung
mga
lahat na
talaga
lang.
ang sabihin mo, bawasan niya na yung kasi marami. Ayaw nila mawasan.
Tapos kung ano, mag-message na siya sa amin. Gusto ako mag-share na kahit na pagkain mo, ano gusto mo, ano buhay, ano pag-ibig. Ngayon, sisingilin ka eh.
Baka naman sila na nakapagod. Tapos 15 lang. Sila na magluto, sila na share.
Hindi naman ako oblige. Pwede naman din mo. Ang misori daw kay nagkain yun sa mga
Ha?
si Rose no? Ito pangalan na ito. Sa misori. So dami na, ba't si Likuanan? Diba?
Sila di sila.
Kasi naman pero hindi na yung kagaya noon na lasing ba?
Kasi tumutulan ito ang pagigilid.
Ha?
Tumutulan ito ang pagigilid.
Hindi ko nga nakikita siya pero hindi ka pumunta ako.
Hindi ko matanda na. Di ba? Hindi ko matanda. Ibang klase ang suka. Ito sila ganyan. Tapos yung mga place na place na sila.
Ha?
Tapos yung mga place na place niya ang mag-asawa. Wala lang sa kabalo sila kaya.
Yan lang gamit mo kayo yan.
Wala sa kabalo sila kaya.
Ano na ang nagalik na ba? Yung ba nag-ato na region naman. Kaya na. Kasi si Roslyn na wala ko kabalo. Kasi nakipag-ano po nakipag-communicate.
Takot mismo. Ano kung Diyos hindi man sa lapos ministry. Siguro depende sa pag-approach po.
Approach na.
Oo. Wala po siya kapo. Wala po siya ka-witness kung sa inyo po.
Ano kung gusto na sa isa karong?
Dapat kasi hindi ganun. Dapat formal o meron kayo pagkakaroon karon, pag-usapan karon. Kung sa mga ginamitan mo, tawag ko ng both parties, ayun sunod ko, di kaya mga bata mo na mga bata ang itawag. Kaya parang mo sa mga bata ng FR, kabalo po tayo sulti sa mabukuan sa ilang mga problema.
Isang sa kaso kung wala ko sa mga
Ano kung hindi ko niya ito? Si ko ang nando ang nag-ano, si ang sabi siya sa akin kana si Princess.
hindi ko rin alam yung ano natin kasi. Something.
Sabi niya siya.
Ang pag-approach mo lang siguro bata pa. Tawag mo lang sa
Ikaw na bilang mga bata, nakapagpapangutang mo siya. Ikaw mag-isuli sa inahan o mabalitaan mo, mabalitaan mo sa okay na, ayos na.
Hindi ako takot sundan yung nanay. Hindi na ako.
Kaya ang nanay sabi ko sa akin is, yun ang anak ko ang maayo, yung anak ko hindi.
Tsaka away-away na si Abi. Tsaka si Rosa. Nasa mga anak ko.
Di ba anak mo, di ama din itong
Si Sean.
oo, katong lalaki.
Ito, trupod to. Ano pa to?
Hindi, ang kalitaw niya ako dun sa babae sa Texas. Anak ni ama din, di ba? Oo, kalibal niya, di kakabali mo.
Hindi ko niya ano.
Oo, kalibal niya kasi may gusto may gusto yung anak ni ama din sa teenager doon sa Texas.
Alam mo sa
Sabi
akin,
nung ud niya, kana anak ni Roslyn, tomboy, gihalukan niya ang teenager. Kaya nag-report ito anak ni Amalin kasi nagselos. Kaya nakainin siya
alam
Roslyn.
mo te, nung nasa summer camp kami, something lang ako nakita ng tao na si Kyle.
Ano?
Kyle ang pangalan niya.
Isa ang kayo.
Anak, alam mo pa kung doon. Kasi yung bisita din sa Kentucky niya si Aiden dala ko at Justin. First day ko lang nakita niya sa Kentucky. Tapos na siya.
Ang kanyang dalawa na pinili ang karabang patay.
Sabi ko sa kanya, nakita ko yung ano kuya ko yung kamikap, bata ko.
Basta anak yun, nananigala. Ikaw.
Kumbaga, kaya ano din yung mahumaling yung mga tao.
Hindi din sa Royal Court.
Nakita ko lang yung kaya pala.
Pero hindi naman po dapat mag-discriminate. Okay? Ano man po. Pero kung member na, dapat sawin. Kasi ganyan yung member is check. Pero ngayon natin sila.
Dagang siya correction time. So,
Ah,
marami na siyang correction. Notice na naman siya. Napuyo naman siya sa balay.
Chico, ako lagi ni Chico. Tanda mo mga siya yung Chico. Order mo naman ako Chico.
Siya yung ano namin. Ganyan din ang pag-gis lang. Yun ang bilir.
Taga ako din.
Hindi ko na ako kasi laman na nag-order para sa ako. Kaya uniform mo. Uniform sa kuwa. Ano yun? Basta ito uniform nila. Ano yun?
Okay, page 14, number 4. Prepare for your hearing. After you file your paperwork, the court will, indeed, number 6, the bottom. Refile if necessary if the judge deny your petition. Ask what you need to do to get your conviction expunged. The judge will tell you why he or she denied the petition and what you need to do to get the petition granted. After listening to the change that the judge suggests, make your necessary change you can. You may refile your petition 6 months after the original denial, after you have made the change recommended by the judge. Next, page is 15. Seeking pardon or certificate or rehabilitation. Gather the correct forms if you do not qualify for expungement. Then you should seek a pardon or a certificate or rehabilitation. To ask for a direct pardon, download this form. To seek certificate or rehabilitation, pick up a form or on your county courthouse or download this packet and read the instruction. You are strongly encouraged to seek the assistance of an attorney when applying for a pardon using either or of these methods. You have the right to an attorney's assistance. If you want a public defender to help you, then you can request one. Fill out of the forms, and the forms will ask the information about your convictions and the punishment. You must list them all. Keep a copy for your record. File the forms. You will have to file the forms. The application for certificate of rehabilitation will be filed with the clerk of the county in which you register. There is no filing fee. At the same time, fill out and file a notice of filing, which is a form available in the packet. You must give this to clerk with the application. 4. Gather materials for the hearing. You should be prepared to present evidence that you have turned your life around. Among the evidence a judge will consider: character letters from people who know you, letters from former parole or probation officers, proof of employment or schooling, letter from employer, proof of award accomplishments. Next page is 16. Attend the hearing. If the district attorney decides that you meet the eligibility criteria, then she will schedule a hearing date and serve the notice of filing on the governor, as well be the district attorney of each county in which you were convicted of a felony. You will also deny. You should show up to the hearing earlier, dressed as professionally as you can. You should expect the prosecutor who attempted to expose your application. 6. Wait for the governor's decision whether you apply for a pardon directly or through the certificate or rehabilitation process. You must wait for the governor's decision. The governor has no published timetable for making a decision on pardons. The application is forwarded to the Board of Parole Hearing for investigation. The board contacts the prosecutor and victims and interviews them. If you have been convicted of more than one felony, the California Supreme Court must recommend the pardon before the government can do. Okay, next page is just a pass. Next page, page 18, order for dismissal. This is form. You should keep this form. Next page 2.
18?
Yeah. 18 or 19. This is a form. If you remember these 2 pages, 2 pages just keep and then file to the Superior Court. You can do the expunge. That's easy. Okay, today finished.
Oh. See you again after how many weeks, sir?
After 1 month. After 1 month.
After 1 month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paano kung natin pa
Okay. Siyempre tinanong generally. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
See you on the day of our graduation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mag-file na tayo.
Yeah. Pero ako naman, nakakatakiran. Nakalay na mas na tayo. Tagal lang, no?
Last time kaya.
Tubig ko.
Last year, bakasyon.
You can drive by yourself
Yeah.
and nobody come?
Mm.
Okay.
Myself.